Hello, my dears. So today I wanted to talk about what does it mean to be needy. So according to dictionary.com, the second definition aligns more with the emotional aspect, meaning having or exhibiting an excessive emotional need as for attention, intimacy, or reassurance. I think it's so interesting to break down the word and just take one letter away and being left with need. And I think it's common to write off emotional needs as not important or significant. I do agree with the survivalist mindset that we do need to have our physical needs met, such as food, shelter, water, safety. I think it's very important for us to secure safety before reaching emotional well-being. But because emotional well-being has been written off so easily and so quickly, even when we do have our survivalist needs met, it's out of our routine to pull back into the emotional state of where am I and how can I better that? Back to the term needy, with the background of us not normalizing how important our emotional health is, we are led to a more need-based romance. I think it also changes within age because the more freedom and responsibility and financial liberty that you have as you grow up, I think as we search, especially in our 20s, we're looking for that happy place, that perfect place of where, okay, I have everything that I need. Now I am searching for what it is that I want. And maybe little did we know, one of the things on our want list should actually have its own separate list of emotional needs. And I think the lack of an emotional list being made, being checked off, and being acknowledged every day will lead to needy loves. So I'm gonna try to paint pictures of what I identify as needy, because I think it's a fine line. I think there's a fine line of being really close with someone and needing to be with them. For example, I think that daily texts are great. I think they're a great way to show, hey, I'm thinking about you, I care about you, hey, have you eaten yet? But in the needy sense of it, I think comes with an expectation. You didn't reply to me within 5 minutes. There was that expectation of a time limit. Like I said, I think the word needy just comes from a lack of emotional needs met, and therefore they have put the emotional need responsibility onto you in order to fulfill their emotional need for them. But I think that's where the problematic essence of being needy comes from. It is, I think, another word for codependency. I believe that I have a right to text you back no matter the time, and your emotions should not be affected by it. Granted, there are some more nuanced situations that can occur, such as maybe we're planning to meet up with each other and you showed up to the spot that we were at. I was away from my phone and I didn't reply and I pretty much stood you up. I think that is a fair reason to have a negative emotional reaction based off of an expectation not met. But let's pay attention to the frequency and the reason and honestly the emotional well-being on both parties. I don't think only one side is getting hurt. There's always two sides of a story and there's two sets of emotions to analyze and navigate through. So with being needy, it's a combination of, I don't want to use the term unrealistic expectations because that might invalidate someone's experience of that actually just might be their standard of emotional support that they want. We all have different thresholds as to how much emotional support we need from each other, and some of us aren't lucky to have an emotional support system through our friends or our family or our communities. So I can see why someone has put all of their emotional chips into one singular person if they feel truly alone in the world. But just because I understand it, I don't know if it makes it right. I think it makes it a very risky love because now there is so much pressure and responsibility placed onto one person when really we should all find happiness within our own lives before merging. With all of us having different thresholds of how much emotional attention and reassurance and support that we need, I will not be the person to say, oh, they're just needy. I think that they just have a different threshold than you. And I also can't be the person to say, oh, they don't have their emotional needs met. That's honestly not for me to discern. It is just an observation that I can walk away with, that, oh, they need a little bit more support in terms of their security of knowing that you are their person of trust. I guess we can also talk about trust issues. Along with the compilation of expectation, there is the lack of trust. I know it's going to be easy to think that, oh, they don't trust you. Remember that what everyone thinks or says to another person is just a reflection of what they believe within themselves, subconsciously or consciously. With them not having trust within you, I think it kind of just roots down to fear of not having trust within themselves, that they will find another person after you. I don't mean that in terms of, oh, they're going to replace you, but I mean that in terms of how much they see worth within themselves. The term needy, I visually see like a hawk claw latching, and it's because like, oh, I found this great thing that feels amazing, and I will hold on to it because I have so much fear that it's going to run away from me. However, this motion of latching doesn't allow a love to breathe. It doesn't allow a love to grow, and it doesn't allow a love to be what it is, to be love. It just suffocates it, honestly. And little does the needy party know that it is the pure opposite of what they should be doing. But then again, easier said than done. It could just be a reactionary response. It could just be something that they do or say without even thinking, because we do and say a lot of things out of fear. I'm sure we've said a lot of things that we regret out of anger, out of a reactive moment. But as we mature and as we take care of our emotional well-being as much as we do our physical well-being, we can be that person for ourselves to keep us in check, to tame ourselves, to catch onto those reactionary moments and take a moment and have a conversation with ourselves, because chances are the problem might not be outside of us. It could be very much well in here. But yeah, that also does take admittance that we're wrong. You know, like I've said in past videos, it's easy to make something black and white, something good, something bad. But what if there's actually just nothing bad with experiencing the bad feelings? Okay, my camera's about to die, so I guess I have to go now, guys. But I hope y'all like this video. Thank you so much, my dears, and I will see y'all next week. Bye, guys.